Ninamani. I'm not getting the answer I'm looking for. Very good. Gana miuna wagandi, mani na pudni, Gana yata ana. Ghana people say welcome to Ghana land. It's something I got permission to say last night after calling up senior Ghana leader Mickey O'Brien. And we had a good chat, went on for an hour, and there's a lot of things I'm not going to get to say to you that he told me to get into tonight, but I wanted the first words that you heard at this event to be in a language that's spoken in this place for a long time. And I think it's apt, particularly for these awards, the 40 Under 40 Awards, InDaily's 40 Under 40 Awards for 2020, because these awards are about celebrating what's unique and what's special about this place. Now tonight, that is you people in the room. We're moving into that era where we're starting to understand, even those things called corporations are starting to understand that people are their most valuable asset. These awards celebrate the passion, vision and achievement of South Australia's leading business entrepreneurs and community leaders under 40. Now in its third year, this program is widely recognised and celebrated, and something that I'm pretty, personally committed to and happy to be involved with since inception. My name's Josh Fanning. I'm Group Creative Director at KWP. I'm excited to be your MC for this evening, and I'm excited because it sort of continues my involvement. You see, this company, Solstice, is special to me. It bought my second business or third magazine, and I think it's apt that this company isn't just celebrating entrepreneurs, but they invested in one. So I am pleased to be here tonight, albeit in a sponsor capacity with KWP. I'd like to extend a warm welcome now, though, to the judging panel for 40 Under 40. Joanne Skeen, Head of Community Partnerships and PR of OTR, thank you for joining us. Brendan Rinaldi, State General Manager, Business Banking, South Australia and Northern Territory for ANZ. Yvette Van Arnhem, General Manager of Adelaide Biomed City. Aman Abrahimzadeh, Adelaide City Councillor. Tim O'Callaghan, Deputy Managing Partner and Head of the Adelaide Office at Piper Alderman. David O'Loughlin, my boss, CEO at KWP. Matthew Illman, Business Advisory Director of William Buck. Rana Devonport, ONZM, Director of the Art Gallery of South Australia. Carmen Garcia, CEO and Managing Director of Community Corporate. Panel Chair, David Rorsheim, Portfolio Manager of the South Australian Venture Capital Fund. I would like to thank all of the panellists, all of those judges involved who've selected what is a truly dynamic group and for their time and investment in this program. I would also like to welcome all of the shortlisted finalists. That's the people under 40, some of whom might have turned 40 because maybe we delayed this event so we could actually have 40 people in a room. You're all really special. We're really glad that we can do this with you tonight. It's important, obviously, being from the media. Obviously I used to work for Solstice and now I'm emceeing for Solstice. Do more with less, that's our business model. But we need sponsors to put on events like this, and being one, I understand exactly that. OTR, thank you for your support. Piper Alderman, ANZ, KWP, William Buck, Community Corporate, the City of Adelaide. Australian Institute of Company Directors, your continued support to the program is actually invaluable. There's also a few businesses that need to be thanked for their work to pull together tonight's event. We won't thank Facebook because I don't believe our live feed is working, so screw them. National Wine Centre, though, IRL, doing very well for hosting us at tonight's event. I believe it's pronounced Hygge, but it's also Hygge, I think the Danish word, for transforming this space. Prohibition Gin, St John's Road Wines and Uradla Brewery for supplying tonight's drinks. We know you'll enjoy them. You might be enjoying them already, I hope. Lane Printing, Scene Change for their AV support, Mace Agency and Modern Party for collaborating on the event, and Late Night Boog for the tunes. They were pretty thumping early in the night, so I can only assume it's going to get better. So, one of the things, talking to Mick O'Brien last night about the acknowledgement of country that whitefellas get to do and the welcome which he performs is, he likens the welcome to having a dinner party. You welcome guests into your house and you show them around, and part of his problem with that formulaic approach of acknowledging the continual and ongoing connection to land and country, he sort of said that's like going to someone's place for dinner and getting up and leaving sort of halfway through and thanking them for the chair and appreciating the bathroom and exiting. And so he's like, you wouldn't do that. You would really thank them for the great meal. You would compliment them, you know, in the love language, I suppose. He said you'd also tell them where the toilets are if you were coming over for a dinner, so I'll do that right now. Realistically, you go to the bar, you head right, and you keep going till you see the gendered man and woman signs, and also ambulant toilets. And in the event of an evacuation, the National Wine Centre fire wardens and management will advise you of action to be taken. However, the evacuation points are located on the ground floor, so we need to get down there. On the western end of the building, past the wined, in capitals, bar terrace at the Botanic Gardens end of the building. Should an alternate exit need to be taken, follow directions from the fire wardens. Wine Centre staff will be providing drink service at your table. If you're thirsty in between, there will be a bar set up at the back of the room, which you really should have seen. As most of you already know, we're live streaming, except I've canned that now, haven't I? Are we live streaming yet? Still no. Okay, sorry. But it would be great if you want to build some interest and share this moment, because you're missing your plus ones. And I really appreciate that you're here and you're next to some strangers, hopefully not so by the end of the night, but tweet, Graham, do what you got to do to celebrate this great night for South Australians. But before we crack on with the formalities, I'm just going to let you know the dot points of how we're going. When the food is coming, I'm sure you're interested in that. A former colleague and great journalist, Jess Bassano, will be next on stage to provide a welcome from Solstice Media, and that'll be followed by a message from Senator the Honourable Simon Birmingham via video. Entrees will be served at 7, but it's 7:06 now, so they're holding back. After that, David Rorsheim, chair of the panel, will then speak about this year's 40 and the selection process on behalf of the panel. Following this, the 40 will be announced and presented with certificates. Bam, 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 one after the other. We will then break for main course at 8 p.m. After mains, Carmen Garcia will speak and welcome the 40 to the alumni group. Now, dear friend and, I don't know, did I mentor you, Johnny? Maybe not. Johnny Von Idem, editor of City Mag, will join the award presenters on stage to announce this year's individual award winners. And David Washington, editorial director, the boss over there at Solstice Media, will provide closing remarks. So I'll be back to wrap up the formalities, announce the group photo, which will be spaced, I'm sure, and the opening of the gin bar. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to InDaily journalist Jess Bassano, who's going to welcome you.
Thanks, Josh. And I'd like to thank all of my Solstice Media colleagues, particularly Kiara Tainton and her team, who've worked incredibly hard to ensure tonight is a success. As Josh mentioned, my name is Jess Bassano, and I'm a journalist with Solstice Media, which produces the much-loved Essay Life magazine, the Lead South Australia, City Mag, and the daily news publication InDaily. After completing my Masters of Journalism at Melbourne Uni 18 months ago, I decided that if I was going to develop into the kind of journalist that I wanted to be, I would need to work for an independent news outlet, which was not beholden to government or corporate interests. An outlet that would encourage and nurture my passion and creativity and expose me to a diverse range of people and opinions. An outlet that cared about its readers and community, and so I began looking for my right fit. And to be honest, it was slim pickings. I'd never considered moving to Adelaide, but there was something about the ad for the InDaily cadetship that captured my attention. And the more I researched the outlet's history, the more interested I became in applying for the position. I discovered that InDaily was originally a print newspaper called The Independent, established 16 years ago by a young South Australian entrepreneur and a group of like-minded individuals who wanted to disrupt the local media landscape and give South Australia an independent media voice, primarily focused on South Australian issues. Like all successful startups, The Independent had to adapt to meet changing needs and transitioned from the world of print to the digital publication InDaily. Our publisher, Solstice Media, had become the largest locally owned media company, and while other media organisations diminished their news resources, InDaily had sought to grow theirs by employing and encouraging young journalists who offer energy, a fresh perspective, and broaden the publication's readership. InDaily has never lost sight of its entrepreneurial roots and commitment to South Australia by investing in initiatives like the 40 Under 40, which it started 3 years ago to celebrate the passion, vision, and achievements of South Australia's finest young people. So I applied for the job, and within a few weeks I moved from Victoria to South Australia, a state I had only visited once. I left my home, my family, and my dog to take up a job with Solstice, because South Australia offered me something unique: the opportunity to grow and learn in an innovative and exciting environment, writing stories I cared about for a publication which was connected and focused on its community. Plus, I heard the wine and the beaches weren't so bad. And it has been an amazing experience so far. Despite the coronavirus pandemic, InDaily has continued to grow, both in readership and staffing numbers. We have increased our news output, producing more stories more often with the addition of our early morning newsletter, Express, and breaking news updates throughout the day. This year, we jumped from number 37 to number 24 on the National Nielsen Digital Content Ratings after a surge of readers turned to InDaily for their news during the pandemic. And like all of you, we continue to find innovative and creative ways to meet the needs of South Australians in unpredictable times. On behalf of Solstice Media, I'd like to congratulate all of our wonderful finalists, and we look forward to seeing what you have to do in the future. Thanks.
Thank you, Jess. Senator the Honourable Simon Birmingham, Minister of Trade, Tourism and Investment. He couldn't be here tonight. Well, I say he could be here, but actually he's quite a generous guy and he understood our capacity limitations and he really just wanted to give up that seat so we could fit another worthy individual here tonight. But he has recorded a video message congratulating the 40 Under 40 for 2020.
Hello everybody, I'm so sorry that I can't be there with you at tonight's 40 Under 40 Awards dinner. This is a time where we need all of you more than ever. Right across Australia, right across the world, we face unprecedented crises. The biggest economic crisis the world has faced, indeed, since the Great Depression. And our way out of this is going to be through entrepreneurs, through innovators, through those such as yourselves who have aspirations and the drive, the know-how, the ambition to make sure you take outstanding ideas and build on them for the future. That's what tonight's awards ceremony really is celebrating. It's recognising that across South Australia we have such a breadth of talent who are driving new businesses, new concepts, and in doing so creating new jobs for South Australians today and hopefully long into the future. Some of you will be working in exciting new areas of technology like defence and space tech. Others will be driving, no doubt, in the services sector. All of you are contributing in ambitious ways to a stronger, brighter future for our state. Some may well be working in crucial parts of community services and support as well. And your role, particularly in these trying and tough times, of helping people and ensuring that we have the leadership, the support and the services available for people who are doing it a little bit tougher than the rest of us, need to make sure that we continue to drive those services and support forward with the same sort of innovation and drive towards excellence. So thank you, a huge thank you to all of you for what you are doing. Congratulations to those who are being recognised with tonight's awards. You go on to join an incredible alumni of South Australians who have done amazing things over the years and whose work we all rely upon to see us through the tough times and to give us the confidence that the better times we know can lie ahead will be delivered. As a government, we're there with you. It's why we have put so much support into the economy this year. It's why we've delivered and handed down a budget focused on how it is we derive the economic recovery that's necessary, while continuing to support the essential services that Australians rely upon. So thank you for all that you're doing, and I look forward to catching up with as many of you as I can when I'm back in Adelaide and to seeing the many success stories that are to come. All the best.
Good words from the Senator, the Honourable Simon Birmingham. I think, and I'd encourage all of you to actually take him up on that offer. In all of my dealings with politicians, they actually do, no matter what side they sit, actually relish those opportunities to meet people who are actively engaged in our economy and driving value and building jobs and have a vision for the future. I think, the necessity is the mother of all invention. I think in South Australia, there's a lot of necessity, and that's why this night and this group of people are really fundamental to the future of the state. That's it. Entree served, so good. Enjoy your food when it arrives. Cheers. I watched a presentation today with a very short man, and he made a joke about the opposite of what I'm experiencing now. Thanks again. Thanks for speed eating. We're making up our time earlier. We are live on Facebook via a very rudimentary situation at the back, which is working direct to the internet. So please be very generous with your words if you get a chance to speak near the computer. I'd like to now introduce David Rorsheim, Portfolio Manager in charge of the South Australian Venture Capital Fund, and previously the General Manager of Uber Australia and New Zealand. He's here tonight, I guess, partly in that guise, but also as the chair of the 2020 40 Under 40 judging panel. David.
Lovely venue. For the record, I am aware that the dress code was cocktail, but I have a personal belief that if you don't wear your black tie to an awards night, you're never going to wear it. So firstly, I must acknowledge my fellow judges on the panel. They are all passionate South Australians. Some of them have been doing this for a few years now, put in a lot of time. I have the fancy title of Chief Judge. All that means is that when there was a tie-break, I had to make the tie-break decisions from time to time, but mostly all the judges had the same job. They all read just as many applications as one another, and thank them for the time that went into that. But by far the biggest contribution comes from the Solstice team, Jim Plouffe, Kiara, and of course Paul and David Washington. Fabulous job delivering the awards yet again and putting on an event in such changing circumstances. The judging panel did have a tough job this year. 2 reasons. 1, we had 700 referrals leading to 200 full applications to read. And secondly, some of you would have noticed there was no word limit on the applications this year. So it was time consuming. The judging is all done now. So tonight is a chance to sort of reflect on the group that we have. First, I'd observe many differences. The group is reflective largely of the South Australian economy. We've got cafe owners, chefs, winemakers. We've got medical researchers, dentists, GPs. We've got real estate agents and commercial building cleaning services. We've got winners all the way from ground transportation to space technology. We've got small, buzzy Lot 14 startups, and we've got household names. But beyond those differences, you have a lot in common. Firstly, you're South Australians. Secondly, you're all business leaders. You won't see too many winners from sort of sports or politics. They might be leaders in South Australia, but they're not business leaders. Businesses create jobs. I and Simon Birmingham believe that jobs are crucial to our state. I've been part of some SA government brainstorming sessions where we're trying to solve the so-called brain drain. And as we heard from Jessica, the lifestyle's great, everyone knows about that, but it's jobs that really bring people to South Australia. This room creates jobs. Next, you are all aged under 40-ish. But you wouldn't know it from reading your resumes. We're often advised in Adelaide to wait our turn, to become a leader, to pay our respects to the hierarchy, or to go get another degree from a sandstone university. But this is a room that did not wait their turn. You seized the day, you live without regrets. I joined Uber when I was 30. I was living a happy life, settled in California, but once I got my head around how it worked and realised that it could solve the King's Cross 2 a.m. changeover problem that I and my friends had lived through, I was worried that if I didn't do it, I'd be reading about someone else doing it in the paper, and that'd be a regret that I wouldn't be able to get over. This is a room that lives without regret. Another common feature, you all take risks. The judges this year really wanted to celebrate people who, at some point, were willing to do something that their friends, family, co-workers would have thought was silly or told them was silly. People in this room know what it's like to walk on a lonely path. As nice as things are here in South Australia, our state won't get better if everything stays the same. We need change makers like you to keep moving us forward. My day job now is investing in startups with the South Australian Venture Capital Fund, a $50 million fund set up by the state government. Venture capital is a bit of a niche industry. There's not a lot of job opportunities. I had an apprenticeship in California 10 years ago with an established venture capital fund. One lesson etched in my mind during that apprenticeship was this. We'd often see multiple companies come along pitching a similar idea inspired by a new iPhone or something. And the decision then was, which team do you back? And I vividly remember a situation where we had two competing alternatives. One of the founders, well-credentialed, Harvard Business School, all looked great. Other individual had founded a startup that hadn't worked out so great. And to my surprise, my boss picked the so-called failed founder, and the explanation was that they had already learned $5 million worth of valuable lessons with someone else's money. Failure, we all know, is when people learn the most. You don't write books about the days when everything went to plan. So as a state, I hope that we can all get a bit better with celebrating failure. Frankly, this room tonight is full of success stories, but the judges noted almost every story we read had a moment somewhere where the whole endeavour was within a whisker of falling apart. Cash flow came up a lot, health scares, dodgy customers, you name it. But we don't get to often celebrate the folks that sort of had a crack, swung and missed. I do hope that you as successful entrepreneurs can be a leader, supporter of others who are on their own entrepreneurial journeys. The 40 Under 40 is a great project by InDaily. Taking the time and effort to write positive stories, not just the sensational stories that sell papers. My track record shows that I'm a big believer in competition and choice in all arenas. So, of course, I believe it's important that we have a vibrant and diverse set of media in South Australia. I might be the one that takes a moment to just encourage everyone to have a cheers to Solstice Media for what they do and for dinner tonight. The final thing you have in common is that you do business properly. Not just selfishly to try and make a quick buck. I've worked in California, New York, Sydney, London, some brutally competitive markets where there's some businesses that just aren't very nice. The judges this year looked out for businesses that really benefited the state, not just businesses that enriched the owners. Many of you are vocal industry leaders within your sector. Often you give your time to help others in other companies. Many stories about giving back to the community and to charities. The bottom line I asked myself when looking at any of the applications was, is SA better off because this person lives here? For all of this year's 40 winners, the answer was a clear yes. SA is in good hands with this group. If we could clone you into 400 or 4,000, we would. Thank you for applying. I'm glad we could have this night together. It's been a tough year to be a business leader. Nobody had a business plan that predicted what 2020 was going to be. There's one individual in the room had a logistics business in Kangaroo Island, which was sort of ravaged overnight by the bushfires. 3 months later, everybody's at home, stuck in lockdown, and demand for logistics is going through the roof. There's no playbook for what happened in this year, and it's in periods like that, periods of high uncertainty, when everybody looks to the boss for answers. So a very tough year to do what you did. Congratulations. I hope you enjoy the night off. I hope you all get to meet some of the fellow winners tonight. It's a great network, folks in different industries, different jobs, not necessarily competitors, folks that you could call for advice and support one another. The 40 under 40 is still a young community. This is the third year, so the alumni community is going to grow by 50% overnight. So you all have a chance to shape it. Carmen's going to speak to that more. The most important way you can help is to encourage other people to nominate. It's a very Adelaide thing to be humble about your accomplishments, and I've spoken to a few people whose reaction was, look, sounds fun, but I don't need another trophy on the cabinet, I don't need all that attention. And my message to them is, this isn't just about you. It's nice to have an award and have a nice night out, but this is about telling great stories in City Mag and making fellow South Australians proud, and hopefully inspiring some others to come along a similar journey. Personally, it's been a real pleasure to get to know you. I did joke about the length of the applications, but it was a real privilege to read such intimate, personal stories of the business journeys you've been on. I'm super excited to see what comes next for this group. Time is still very much on your side. That's what's unique about this particular event. Please don't get complacent with what you've done so far. You all have the skills and talent to be the leaders and CEOs of tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, David, and obviously anyone who's made it through this panel absolutely deserves to be here. David would have reviewed, and along with all the panel of judges, would have seen a lot of brilliant people in their time, and so it does mean a lot. And I totally agree with you, David, about it's not just about you accepting an award, but that very real idea of you can't be what you can't see. And so I do think that we need to celebrate success in this state. I've got a little bit more housekeeping, but of course every time I think of housekeeping as your MC, I think of Uncle Mickey O'Brien. And something he asked me to say was, if you've got a connection to this place, talk about the place. And I think of Tartanyunga Victoria Square. Tartanyunga means the place of red kangaroo dreaming. And dreaming, I think, is all a part of this entrepreneurial journey. You've dreamed something that hasn't existed, or you've dreamed of success, or you've dreamed of helping people. And in that way, and even looking at the idea of moving forward and pushing and progressing this state, and even just after the first words I said and sitting down with two friends who I strongly have encouraged over 3 or 4 years to put in their applications, they finally have put in their applications and they're here tonight. They said, it's amazing that we don't know. When someone says Nina Mani, you say Mani Ai. And I just said, well, you do now. And every day, I think, as entrepreneurs and innovators and leaders, you do have an opportunity, but also that responsibility to move us forward and to progress this state in a way that is inclusive. And I really respect what David said about doing business properly. There is a way to do that has changed over decades, from colonialism through to modernism and where we are now. And again, back to that language, the idea that we're on the banks of the Karawira Parry here, which is the Red Gum River Forest River, Red Gum Forest River. That, when I first learnt what that meant and what the River Torrens is in the Kaurna language, it made me see the whole state differently. I live in Belair at the moment, surrounded by massive gum trees. And I've always been taught to believe that is bush or scrub, this lowly idea. The idea that it's actually a forest, it's a eucalypt forest. It sort of decolonised my mind a little bit, and I think that's what, everyone here has that ability to not think how we're taught to think. Yes, use that way of thinking, but then to think different, to innovate, to change, to challenge, to not accept the norms, but to create new norms and to create new benefit and new value for everyone. So I'm really proud of everyone's achievements, and of course, we are going to get into the list now. We're going to get some energy in the room. I am going to ask David to stand back up and come back to the stage. He could have stayed here, I suppose, with me. But we are going to be presenting the certificates. When I announce your name, please quickly make your way to the stage on the left-hand side. David will present you with your certificate, and there will be a photo. David's on the right-hand side, so you'll walk around behind me. And there'll be a photo taken. Then we ask you to leave the stage quite promptly and keep the night moving along. So we'll be announcing names in pretty prompt succession. So we'll have Salsa staff to help you. You'll be fine. And we'd also ask all the other guests who aren't accepting awards tonight to just hold your applause until the end. It's going to feel awkward and weird, but let's wait until the end so we can hear everyone's awesome names. All right, and without further ado, the first up in the 1 to 40 countdown or count up is Aaron Hill, partner of Deloitte. Where's Aaron? He's coming. I can see he's moving, so it's totally fine. Yeah, on the X there, perfectly. Brilliant. Next up, Adam Sutherland, founder and managing director, Our Money Market Holdings, Proprietary Limited. Adam is also very smart and got up on the right side of the stage. Thank you very much, Adam. Beautiful. Amy Nikolovsky, partner, Duncan Bashir Hannon. Please come to the stage. You're a winner. Andreas Donoso, Commercial Manager, Donoso & Sons, Proprietary Limited. Ben Smith, CEO, Team Gauge. There's a real tendency to get Larry Ender with this that I am struggling to avoid. Thanks, Ben. Bin Nguyen, Managing Director, Market Ease. The next winner unfortunately couldn't be with us tonight. Brendan Carter, co-founder of Team Unico. Next up tonight, Brett Miller, Group General Manager and Board Member, Miller Dental Group. Thanks, Brett. Daniel J. Phillips, owner, film director, Anomaly Empire Road Pictures. David Lamb, Rural General Practitioner, Lincoln Medical Centre. Yeah, go that way, yeah. Janeth Abayanaki, Founder, Director, Foxy Games. Dino Varinos, Director, Das Studio. Great, Dino. Dylan Fairweather, Director, Alpha Box and Dice. Oh, mic drop. Mic drop on that one. Oh, you got a theme song, Dylan. I didn't realise you'd organised that. Yeah, okay. All about the branding. Eloise Hall, co-founder and managing director, Taboo Sanitary Products. Emma McCaskill, executive chef, shareholder, Spark Change Food and Beverage Company. Flavia Tata Nardini, co-founder and CEO, Fleet Space Technologies. Winner. Hannah Wardell, lab head and founder, Supportive Oncology Research Group, the University of Adelaide. Hannah? You're in the dark clothes. Well done. Jaiwen Lee, optical and biomedical engineer, Institute for Photonics and Advanced Sensing, University of Adelaide. I appreciate the hustle. Yes, that's why you're here. Joseph Saravolo, operations manager, Ashton Valley Fresh. It's about time, Joseph. Your sister got it last year, so here we go. Good on you. Joshua Baker, director, part-time lover, whistle and flute, clever little tailor. I don't know, what have I missed a few? Pink Moon Saloon, the guy that gets you drunk. Catherine Bennell, Assistant Director, Program and Capability, Australian Space Agency. Lauren Giorgio, Chief Operating Officer, GPN Vaccines.
And I won't waste this. And I promise that I will stand by you forever. I can't get you out of my
Luca Parry, CEO and founder, The Learning Future.
and I won't waste this.
Marion Vigo, co-founder, Mr. Rye.
Cause no one makes me feel like you do.
Yeah, do the, yeah, shortcuts. That's what the entrepreneurs are about. Love it. Matt Draper, director, Deliver It Group. Matthew Fabry, founder, Operational Systems Proprietary Limited.
Just another sunny day in Southern California. It's where the people
Michael Macolino, Associate Director, AgTech BDO.
come and see what you've been missing. On the little slice of
Nathan Bevan, CEO, Pack Fresh Handling Australia. Unfortunately, our next guest, Nova Jane, founder and CEO, Fit Cover Australia, isn't able to join us tonight.
it's been turning kind of gray in Southern California.
Oliver Brown, Managing Director and co-owner of the Big Easy Group. Get up here. Phil Harris, Managing Director, Harris Real Estate.
Palm tree
Rachel Swift, Managing Director, Swift Outcomes. Well done, Rachel. Sam Ackland, Founder and Managing Director, Build Clean Adelaide. Thomas Green, General Manager, Aranda Beef and Southern Cross Rural Operations, Thomas Foods International. Thomas. Thomas Reedit, Education Officer, Tarnandy Art Gallery, South Australia, unfortunately not able to be with us tonight. Another RSVP gone missing, Tim Cheer, COO, Clayton Church Homes. I think he let Kiara know just before the event, so Tim, you're in the bad books with Kiara. Toby Pearce, Founder and CEO of Sweat.
It started out like a movie scene. Something straight out.
Tom Caesar, CEO, Positive Group.
I crossed my fingers, you come to me. Then all of a sudden it became
Tyson Beck, Director, Tyson Beck, PTY Ltd. Back yourself, that's what I like.
None of that pretentious life. No, don't need no pills to get high. There's no doubt in my mind. Your loving is all that I need.
Good on you, Tyson. And our final in the night, the number 40, Villa Ellis, CEO and Principal Dentist, Country Living Dentistry. To the stage, thank you. All right, everyone, all those 40 that I just called out, well, if you're here, please stand up. Let's give them a humongous round of applause. Well done. Incredible. What a great group. So good. All right, we're going to take a short break now for mains. Well, it's a bit longer than a short break. I'll be back to announce the individual award winners after that, but take a moment. Remember, the bathrooms are towards the bar, right across the gangplank. You'll make it. Enjoy the food. Welcome back, welcome back. Make your way to your seats. Hope everyone enjoyed their meal. Was it rice? Risotto? It was delicious. The food has been amazing so far. Thank you very much, Wine Centre. I hope everyone enjoyed their meals because we are getting back to the really important stuff, which is really actually just welcoming Carmen Garcia to the stage because Carmen Garcia is very important. She is the CEO of Community Corporate, inaugural winner of one of the 40 under 40, took it by the reins post 40 under 40, said we need an alumni, we need to stay connected and network and keep pushing more and more South Australians into the spotlight and up the ladder to great achievement. So over to you, Carmen Garcia.
Thanks, Josh, and thanks to the Prohibition Gin Bar for giving me an early start. Good evening. It's an absolute honour to be able to say a few words tonight on behalf of the alumni and sincerely extend our congratulations to each and every one of this year's 40 under 40. I have read all your stories and I am so confident that South Australia is going to bounce back bigger and better than ever before. Our economic prosperity is in some impressive and innovative hands. Last year, we did launch the 40 Under 40 alumni at Parliament House with the Premier. And the main purpose of the alumni is to drive collective impact and influence. Through our events, we bring together the brilliant minds of now some 120 of us to influence the conversation and talk about matters that, like trade and export with Minister Simon Birmingham, or the creative vision for the City of Adelaide with the Lord Mayor. But beyond the opportunity to access our state's key decision makers, the alumni provides a platform to facilitate greater cross-industry collaboration and build networks, and also to build a community around our businesses. Let's face it, we want locals supporting locals, and now more than ever, as we all recover from COVID, this is so important. This year, our top 40 are some of the most creative, resilient, resourceful, ambitious, and determined disruptors that we have ever seen. You have turned your passion into a profession, and we have seen purpose driving your appetite for success. To someone like me, this is truly exciting indeed. Now, for those of you that haven't met me, and I've tried to catch you all, I am a starch advocate for diversity and inclusion. And although the judging panel and Solstice Media would have loved to see more women in this year's top 40, the list is representative of the proportion of nominations that we received. And I think there's a really important call to action, because this year, regardless of best efforts, and I posted so much on LinkedIn to promote women to nominate, we saw fewer nominations from women. So I think the call to action to all of us is to get behind female entrepreneurs and business leaders. I think that's so important, and we all know some kick-ass women out there changing the world. Let's get behind them, support them, nominate them, and then we need to follow them up. And make sure that next year we really do represent the diversity of South Australia. Because I've always believed South Australia is a progressive state, but we need pioneers like all of you to drive the conversation and the agenda. We need ambition, courage, people to challenge conventional thinking, and to pursue rewards no matter the risk. And this is why the alumni is such an important asset to our state, because what we have to say matters. I mean, take a look around the room. There is such an abundance of talent amongst all of you. And I really hope that you take this recognition as InDaily's 2020 40 Under 40 leading entrepreneurs and business people to heart, and give this as your license to make an even greater impact to what you're already doing, which is kind of amazing. I just wanted to say that, you know, for someone like me, who has been raised by a Filipino migrant, I've always believed that to whom much is given, much is expected. And I've learnt tonight that this value is shared with an amazing role model of our state, an icon, Yasser Shahin. To whom much is given, much is expected. And I really hope that you want to be part of influencing the conversation about South Australia's future. I hope that you want to connect, collaborate, and create a better state for ourselves, our families, and our communities. And I look forward to your active involvement in our alumni. And I think my mobile's in the program, so feel free to reach out to me anytime you need any help. But welcome to the 40 Under 40 alumni. We are so honoured to have each and every one of you join us. And together, we can future-proof South Australia for all of us. And remember, we are the pioneers of progress. Thank you.
Carmen Garcia, everyone. Future Premier of the state. Absolutely. Got my vote, 100%. Carmen's an amazing networker, but in the best sense of the way of connecting people, because there's this gap that needs to be filled that two people can fill perfectly and add value to our state. And so I really thank Carmen for her initiative in connecting what is really an exciting outcome of InDaily's 40 Under 40 program, which is the alumni situation we've got going, which you are all now, automatically joined as winners. Next up, it's a great pleasure and privilege to bring to the stage my friend and editor of City Mag, Johnny Von Einem. He has taken over the reins after me stepping away from the magazine, and personally, I guess as any entrepreneur who's sold any sort of business, to see that business continue without them is almost more successful than the first thing you ever did. So to see City Mag printed, to see it amazingly designed and art directed by the incredible Nikki Capurzo, the sales budget achieved by Kate Robinson, really stoked to see all that. So thanks, Johnny. Please come to the stage and let's talk through the final top 8.
Thanks, Josh. It was really nice. And thanks everyone for being here tonight. It's a special night for me. Tonight we're launching the first edition of City Mag since February, actually. It's the longest gap in time for a print magazine from us, so it's great to be back in physical form. It's also exciting because we're here celebrating this year's 40 Under 40. Just as in every print edition of City Mag, the one that we've just produced, issue 29, celebrates all the people and businesses that make Adelaide an incredible city to live, work and play in. It's now with a fresh perspective, we get to tell the stories of Adelaide's new cafes, bars and restaurants, our arts and music industry, and the small businesses working to make South Australia an even better place to be. The magazine also includes a special feature on the 40 Under 40. So if you're one of this year's winners, you'll find a picture of yourself as well as a short bio starting from page 25. City Mag is built on entrepreneurship, that of its founders, Josh, and its co-founder, Farron Foster, and of the entrepreneurship of the people that we profile in its pages. So it feels especially fitting to be aligned with the program here tonight. An integral part of 40 Under 40 are the 8 award categories. These are curated awards presented to the individuals who exemplify the selection criteria for each category. The categories for 2020 are the Resilient Business Award, presented by the City of Adelaide, the Entrepreneurial Award, presented by William Buck, the Inspiring Disruptor Award, presented by OTR, the Social Impact Award, presented by Community Corporate, the Emerging Industries Award, presented by Piper Alderman, the Creative Thinker Award, presented by KWP, the Rural and Regional Award, presented by ANZ, and the First Among Equals Award, presented by the Australian Institute of Company Directors. The award presentation for these categories will be in a similar format to what we just went through with the 40 Under 40. When you hear your name called, could you please come to the stage on the left? You'll then receive a certificate from the award sponsor. There'll be a quick photo opportunity just by the big 40 there, and a short chat with the sponsor. So, I would now like to introduce Adelaide City Councillor Aman Abrahimzadeh to the stage to present the Resilient Business Award, sponsored by the City of Adelaide. Aman is a 40 Under 40 alumnus, and he brought his knowledge of the city and social justice to the judging panel this year. Aman, along with his sisters, founded the Zara Foundation, which assists South Australian women and children affected by domestic and family violence. Thanks, Aman.
Thank you. I got the timing wrong, didn't I? Can I start by saying there's never been a more exciting time to be a South Australian? There hasn't, has there? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The City of Adelaide has enjoyed its partnership with InDaily and the 40 Under 40 Awards from its inception. A key area of city growth is encouraging new ideas and supporting innovative businesses and the entrepreneurs that either run them or have been responsible for creating them. Leadership and entrepreneurial thinking are more important now than ever before. The synergy is key to our support of the awards and matches our own direction as a city. On behalf of the City of Adelaide, I would like to congratulate this year's nominees and those from previous years that make up our outstanding business and community leaders. And it is my great pleasure tonight to announce that the 2020 Resilient Business Award goes to Dino Brenios, I'm so sorry if I got that wrong, from that studio.
Dino Vrinios is the director of a rapidly expanding architecture and design studio. You can keep clapping if you want to. And startup MDLR, which combines modular construction solutions for the tourism and health sectors with the necessary funding. Founded in 2018, Dust Studios' group of 16 architects, designers and professionals work across South Australia and Victoria. Particularly proud of his work as founder and creative director of the Festival of Architecture and Design, Dino has shown determination and resilience, cementing his position in the design landscape of Adelaide, something the City of Adelaide loves to celebrate. And now a quick chat between the two of you.
So, Dino. Now, I should just say this, Dino and I went to uni together, and I remember Dino from the early days when you had clutch events, if I remember correctly. Is that right? Was it Clutch My Pencil, clutch events, clutch something?
Yeah, so we used to throw a lot of parties back in the day. The story was that I actually met my wife at one of the parties as well. So
there you go.
There's some lineage there. But yeah, no, we raised a lot of money for graduation exhibitions and things like that, but we also had a good time as well. So that
Excellent, excellent. Congratulations again, Dino. So what does this award mean to you and your business?
It's interesting to win an award about resilience, given that the business is so new. But I think if the last 18 months to 24 months has taught me, and I feel a bit funny being up here without my wife and business partner because she should be here. And I know Josh wanted to nominate her, but she declined. But to go through a period of women, that's right. I'll send her number to you so that you can hit her up. That's right. To be able to, only in the space of 3 years ago, I've been telling the story, so sorry if you've heard already, to be the two of us working from the front of our house only 18 months ago to now have a team of 15 people. And then everything that's happened this year has been quite a remarkable thing. And to also come into an industry which is a great industry part of the architecture, design, also construction industry, but to try and disrupt how that currently works in South Australia has been really interesting, and it's been a challenge. So it means a lot to be acknowledged about being a resilient business.
Well done to you and your team at that studio, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thanks, Arman, and the City of Adelaide for your support and for being here tonight. And congratulations, Dino, and your wife. It's great to see you and us recognised for your contribution to Adelaide. I'd now like to welcome Matthew Illman, Business Advisory Director at William Buck, to the stage to present the Entrepreneurial Award, sponsored by William Buck, specialising in tax and advisory services for businesses working across a range of industries. Matthew has brought his diverse knowledge to the judging panel 2 years running. Thanks.
Thanks, Johnny. William Buck is really delighted to be involved with the InDaily 40 Under 40 Awards. As part of the judging panel, as Johnny said, for the last 2 years, it's really been inspiring to see such fantastic work that's been happening in our state and so many of our future business leaders that are in the room tonight. So credit to all of you. William Buck is one of Adelaide's largest accounting and advisory firms with around 170 staff, and we have the privilege of working intimately and advising hundreds of South Australian businesses, many of whom are in a strong growth stage, which is very exciting for our state. William Buck specialises in supporting entrepreneurial businesses to be the best that they can be, not just to be good businesses, but great businesses, by advising on strategy, business management, funding and export solutions, and generally just staying ahead of the game and making good decisions. We're often asked, what are the ingredients of a successful business? And we generally say a successful business has a number of key characteristics. It's innovative, is not competing on price alone, it has good management, that is open to ideas and advice, but most importantly, is driven by an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is so important to business growth, which is so important to the future of South Australia. It is the reason that William Buck is honoured to be presenting the Entrepreneurial Award tonight. And the winner of the William Buck Entrepreneurial Award is Sam Ackland from Build Clean.
Founder and Managing Director of Build Clean, Sam Ackland is so passionate about having a positive impact on society. This is the ideal that forms the foundation of his company's ideology. Sam saw an opportunity to shift from property maintenance to building cleaning services, and Build Clean has since become a market-leading provider. And now a word from Sam.
Congratulations, Sam. A big week, I hear. Might have not been your first award winner for the week. Is that right?
Yeah, just quietly. This is second for the week, so I'm starting to clean up, actually.
Well, we hope this is the most significant, but tell us a little bit about what this award means for you tonight.
Sure. This award really gives us the opportunity to, I suppose, give cleaners a voice. We're trying really hard at Build Clean to give jobs to people, or give great jobs to people who otherwise wouldn't necessarily have the opportunity to get good employment in a good company who really promotes culture. So trying to elevate the lives of cleaners everywhere.
Well, congratulations, Sam. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Congrats, Sam. An impressive story and testament to the talent we have here in South Australia, and thanks to Matthew and William Buck for your continued involvement in the program. Next up, I would like to welcome Yasser Shahin to the stage, Executive Chairman at Peregrine Corporation, who will be presenting the Inspiring Disruptor Award presented by OTR. Yasser is a director and founder of Peregrine's convenience retailing division and has been instrumental to the business's growth, from having a handful of OTR stores 20 years ago to becoming a flagship national retailer with over 160 locations nationally. There's a team of over 3,300 people in OTR and more than 5,000 in Peregrine Corporation. Over to you, Yasser. Cheers.
Good evening. Firstly, I'd love to acknowledge my team. I've got 4 people here who are close to under 40. We really are, including a past 20 there in Daryl. I've inherited a lot of things as OTR's grown, and I was pretty thrilled to find out that we sponsored this award. And I don't go to many things that I'm here because I want to be. So I think this is a fantastic thing to support, and I'm really proud that our business chose to support it. In particular, I love the idea of the Inspiring Disruptor Award. More than ever, I think we need risk takers. And I was reading some philosophy a few nights ago, and I kid you not, this person had written, courage is the highest virtue. And I believe that. It takes a lot of courage to start a business, to take a lot of risks. And as my very good late father used to say, the establishment is full of cowards. It really is. The people who don't have much to lose are the people who punt it all. We ought to be very comfortable when a business rethinks the standard approach and redefines how a business interacts with its customers. Our own business, OTR, did just that. When at the ripe old age of 21, I decided to embark on a journey to change how people used convenience stores, of all things. 23 odd years later, and having taken a lot of under 40s on a journey, we have a pretty young workforce, we now enjoy a story that says something like this. We've built over $1 billion in sales, well over that, thousands of people employed, countless systems, processes, ideas established, and the best part of it is this. 1, is if it wasn't in South Australia, the truth is it would never have been founded. It really would not have been. The difficulty we faced in setting up shop here and how competitive it was is what made it so good. It's so much better than what anything is interstate, let alone internationally, that it really does mean that we're just getting started. Those numbers, we really are just getting started. The competition has no idea what's coming their way. And, you know, it's disruptive ideas. They look so obvious in retrospect, right? They really do. But preceding those ideas are countless iterations, so much hesitation, and so many all-in moments. You know, you really must just keep your conviction high. There's so much excellence in the nominees tonight. I've had the wonderful opportunity of reviewing a number of files, and I just want to congratulate the finalists. I urge them to do nothing but stay close to their customers and to stay brave. And I'm thrilled to announce the winner. May I?
Yeah, do it.
Or are you going to?
No, it's yours.
All right. Toby, congratulations.
Entrepreneur and personal trainer Toby Pearce is a key figure in the global health and fitness industry, CEO of the international women's fitness community Sweat. Toby disrupted the fitness industry when he identified a technological gap in the market. Beginning with the popular Bikini Body Guide ebooks, Sweat now has a mobile app which has been downloaded more than 30 million times across the world. Congrats. We'll have a quick chat as well.
I was asked to ask you a question, I'm going to ask you a different one.
I'm cool, man. I'm cool.
What does disruption mean to you?
Look, I think well, maybe I should start. Sorry, firstly, I was saying I think that the word is incredibly overused. I think that anyone got a taxi?
I've got a definition.
Yeah, go ahead.
It means giving your competition hemorrhoids.
That's a good one as well. No, look, I think the word is incredibly overused. I think people are quick to celebrate an iteration. You're going from 1 to 2 or 2 to 3. But I think true disruption is something that manifests real change, lasting change, and not something small or incremental, but truly changes the game and changes the behaviour of the consumer in a real way.
Well done.
Congratulations, Toby. And thanks to Yasser for telling your story tonight and to OTR for being a supporter of the program. Next, I'd like to welcome Carmen Garcia back to the stage to present the Social Impact Award, sponsored by Community Corporate. Carmen is the founder of national diversity and inclusion company Community Corporate, which operates in the niche space of corporate social responsibility. Community Corporate has partnered with such iconic companies as the Woolworths Group, IKEA, OTR, Calvary Care, and Engineering Australia. Carmen was in the inaugural 40 Under 40 in 2018 and was awarded the State Contribution Award. She now sponsors this award and has been a 40 Under 40 panellist for the last 2 years. Thanks, Carmen.
Hi, it's me again. I can't remember 2 speeches, so I'm going to read it. So Community Corporate is proudly born and based in South Australia, and as Johnny mentioned, we operate nationally. We support companies activate their corporate social responsibility agendas, including diversity and recruitment strategies. And at the heart of what we do is helping refugees and young people get their first job experience here in Australia. And we work with value-driven companies like OTR who really see the benefit of diversity and reflecting the consumers. When Australia is a multicultural nation, 1 in 4 of us are multicultural. But also, as you know, as I've spoken to many of you, I've personally gained so much from the InDaily 40 Under 40 initiative as an inaugural winner. My business has actually doubled, and even during COVID, my accountant said, you know, to be eligible for JobKeeper, you actually have to be 30% downturn, not upturn. So, you know, like these awards really do mean something. And that's why the team at Community Corporate decided that we wanted to elevate social entrepreneurship. And we wanted to sponsor the inaugural Social Impact Award. So this award recognises an individual who is challenging conventional thinking by driving social innovation in a for-profit, social enterprise, not-for-profit, or through philanthropy. Because if you haven't got it by now, I strongly believe that businesses with a social conscience and a commitment to community is what makes this state great. Have you got that? You got that? Right? Clear? Call me, right? If you care, give me a call. So I honestly, although there were so many amazing contenders this year, like seriously, I actually had a conversation with Jim where I said, wow, if I was on a list this year, I probably wouldn't be in the top 40. And he was like, yeah, nah. And I was like, yeah, thanks, Jim. But I'm really pleased to announce that this year's winner of the Social Impact Award is a true example of a South Australian that is advocating to improve the lives of South Australians whilst promoting innovative commercial opportunities within our state. She leads her venture with clear passion and purpose to drive change not only here in South Australia but internationally. Congratulations to our 2020 Social Impact Award winner, Dr. Hannah Waddle from the Supportive Oncology Group. Woo!
Supportive Oncology Research Group founder Hannah Waddle has an ambitious but ultimately simple goal: to stop the burden of cancer diagnosis and its long-term emotional and economic impacts on survivors. Through supportive care solutions tailored to meet the unique needs of each patient. Hannah established the independent multidisciplinary research group to target consumer engagement and innovative scientific approaches to cancer. Since starting her career, Hannah has also published more than 40 peer-reviewed scientific publications, won a biomedical training fellowship in the Netherlands, and published a book chapter. And now let's hear from Hannah and Carmen.
Oh, thank you very much.
So you guys are getting a sense of who I am right now.
I'm loving it.
We're so lucky to be part of South Australia's future. We have to get involved, and that's why people like Dr. Hannah Waddle, like, what does this mean to you, and how is this going to really influence your cause around what you do, around changing people's lives?
So yeah, I have to admit I wasn't expecting this tonight. It's a really, really great pleasure. So thank you so much, and I really appreciate the balloons and the enthusiasm. But I think this award really encapsulates exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to have a societal impact with my research. The complications of cancer therapy are something that people don't really talk about very often. Most of them are embarrassing or something that they just don't think is worth the time. So to have this level of appreciation and recognition is really important for me. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Give it up for Hannah Waddle!
Congratulations, Hannah, for your incredible work, and thank you for Carmen and Community Corporate. You're a great supporter of the program. Next up, I would like to welcome Tim O'Callaghan, Deputy Managing Partner at Piper Alderman, to the stage to present the Emerging Industries Award, sponsored by Piper Alderman. For more than 20 years, Tim has been assisting his clients in both litigious and commercial aspects of intellectual property protection and portfolio management. He's also the head of Piper Alderman's Adelaide office and chair of the Hutt Street Centre. Welcome, Tim.
Thanks very much, everyone. Carmen, you're a hard act to follow, I have to say.
Congratulations, InDaily, on hosting another great event. You've managed COVID so well, Davids, that we can sit shoulder to shoulder in this event and also do what I hear is called vertical drinking, which had a whole new meaning when I used to hear it. Look, Piper Alderman are delighted to have been the sponsor of this event ever since it started 3 years ago. And what attracted us to the program was the opportunity to connect with and celebrate exciting young leaders in the business world and entrepreneurs such as yourself. The firm that's now Piper Alderman has been in South Australia for over 150 years now. But we choose to sponsor the Emerging Industries Award because we see the importance of these industries for the future of our state and country. We believe that these new and emerging industries are going to be the integral part of driving our state's future economic growth. And we believe that so much that what we've done is put a lot of our resources into assisting our own young, incredible lawyers to get themselves, and I must admit the rest of us, skilled up in the emerging industries like blockchain, defence, space, cyber, energy, fintech and the other technology industries, because the businesses in these industries are going to be the future of South Australia, and we want our young lawyers to grow their practices alongside of them. And two of those people are here with us, Juniper over there and Adela, who I'm not sure where Adela is, are in that group. So if you run into them, you can ask them about that program. But before all 40 of you under 40s dismiss me for being over 150 years old, just bear in mind that having an established national law firm with significant Adelaide-based presence on your side can be of assistance to a business in an emerging industry. By understanding what your industry is about and understanding what you're trying to achieve and matching that with clear, specialist, solid commercial advice on traditional matters that you're going to have to deal with, like employment, intellectual property, corporate structuring, governance, risk, contracts and property matters, we can provide a young business in an emerging industry with a solid foundation that it needs for growth. And tonight we've chosen to recognise an individual whose fintech business is clearly in that fast growth mode, and it also assists social and sustainable causes. And we're thrilled to announce the winner of the Piper Alderman Emerging Industries Award is Adam Sutherland, founder and CEO of Our Money Market.
Founder and Managing Director of fast-growing fintech business Our Money Market, Adam Sutherland launched the company in 2017 with the funds on his credit card and capital he'd made on the stock market. After facing a number of challenges in the lending side of the business, Adam overcame these challenges by drawing on his securitisation experience and establishing Australia's first structured marketplace lending securitisation private placement program. Congrats. Quick chat.
Oh, thank you. Adam, I have no balloons. Yeah, and I clearly prepared. How many awards did you win this week? Is it only the one? Just the one, yeah. Oh, bad luck. But in any case, what does it mean to you to be recognised among all these peers?
It's incredible. I just want to firstly thank InDaily and thank the judges. I clearly didn't come prepared. I didn't know that this would be the case, and everyone was so far more eloquent than I am. I have nothing really to say other than it means a lot to our team to be really recognised for this. We wouldn't be here today. Our co-founder really deserves to be here. She's a female leader in fintech, and should really be up here today, picking this up. But it means so much to our team. We've worked so hard, and it's an honour for us. Thank you.
Well done, Adam. Congratulations.
Thanks to Piper Alderman and Tim for being involved in the program again as a founding partner, and congratulations to Adam. I'd like to welcome David O'Loughlin, CEO at KWP, to the stage to present the Creative Thinker Award, sponsored by KWP. As well as being Group CEO of KWP, a leading strategic communications and creative agency in Adelaide, David is the Director of the State Theatre Company South Australia, Deputy Chair of Business SA, South Australia's Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and a Director of Bridging the Gap Foundation, part of the Menzies School of Indigenous Health and Research and Charles Darwin University. Thanks. Oh, hi.
I was a bit worried they were going to put that photo up that you see in your little books, the worst photo I've ever seen himself in my life. So if they put that up, I wasn't going to get up. I was going to say, nah, I'm not coming up. Anyway, so this is cool. It's the third time I've been up here. KWP is a company for all you guys that are going to make millions of dollars and make your companies into great things. You can come to us for your marketing communications expertise. But the reason we do our sponsorship is not for that. We have a great view that our responsibility as a company in South Australia is to bring youth up and give them great opportunities in this state. And it's really interesting for me. I'm not going to make a long speech. In fact, I'm going to have to probably read a little bit about the person who's going to win this award. But the truth for me tonight is absolutely in the people I've been sitting next to tonight. Now, you would have seen Sam, who won an award. Sam Ackland, well done to you. And just in this little ecosystem. And then I had Lauren sitting across from me. So Sam's doing cleaning and Lauren's doing some kind of physics or vaccines. And then just down the road, physics, vaccines. I mean, we're all going to work that out, right? Eventually. Hopefully soon than later. But and then next to me I got Yasser. And Yasser was talking to me, and I hope you don't mind saying, Yasser, you're a very private person, but you have an amazing organisation. It employs, I think, more people in South Australia than anyone else. And Yasser said that it takes someone to take a punt on you before you get really good or before you get a chance to do something, you know. And then I've got Phil Harris sitting over there, who's kind of built I won't say an empire. I'm sure you want it to be an empire, Phil, but it is an empire. And it's like it broke the rules of real estate in South Australia. It just in this little microcosm of people around me. And then I met Dave, who came back, you know, only recently. Dave Rawsheim coming back to South Australia. We've got so much potential and these wonderful things around us, just in my little group there of people around me. And imagine if I went out into this whole room and had the chance to speak to you all and find out how amazing all of you are. I wish I had Carmen's enthusiasm, which I kind of do inside. And I know Carmen was actually the first person that we gave this award to, that KWP gave this award to. Oh, you're over there, Carmen. But, you know, and look what she's done, you know. Carmen's doubled her business since she did this award. She's doubled her business. So the point is, I think the point is this network that we're building amongst each other and this network of care and this network of people that actually have, you know, an idea how to take things forward is amazing. So anyway, I've got to do an award and I've got to put my glasses on because I can't see a thing. Hang on. KWP always give an award. This year, our award is the Creative Thinker Award. And the bloke that got this award was nothing like I thought it was going to be, because we had David Rawsheim in this as the chair of judges, who actually, by the way, a great job, Dave. But there was a little bit of a nudge every now and then towards Lot 14 and space. So I pushed back really, really hard. And I went for a guy that runs a business in the Riverland who is basically about wine and other stuff. And so this guy that won this award, which is the Creative Thinker Award, has got nothing to do with the things that you would normally think about creativity. He's taking the earth, creativity, botanical ingredients, and he's built a company called Unico. And they are a winery company, Unico Zellico, and they harvest social Catalina wines. They do distillery, Applewood Distillery, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And they've created a business which is, to me, creative in a very, very, very non-traditional way. So I think he's great. I think he's absolutely great. And so Brendan Carter is the winner of the Creative Things Award. Thank you.
And he's not here, there's a video. Howdy guys, Noah from Team Unico here. I'd just like to congratulate Brendan for being one of the 40 under 40. Unfortunately, he can't be on the phone right now. He's currently doing what Brendan does, just swimming against the current. Hopefully one day I'll be able to stop, but until then, thanks very much. All the best.
You know, thanks so much for the obviously the nomination and picking up the Creative Thinker Award. My mum always called me a creative thinker. No, but seriously, massive thanks to the guys at InDaily, of course, for holding the awards. Massive thank you out to KWP for sponsoring this particular award, which I'm actually particularly proud of. It's been a pretty intense last 8 months, I think, for everyone in the room. Terribly sorry I couldn't be there. We're doing what we usually do, as no one noted before. We are definitely swimming against the current. We're up in Katherine at the moment on a pretty intense filming schedule, so we've got a bit of a day off, so we thought we'd come down for a swim. I really hope there's no crocs here. But guys, enjoy the rest of the night. I'll be cracking a couple of cold ones. Massive thanks, especially for the guys that were involved pretty heavily in the live stream. It wasn't all just me. Noah was there pretty much every night. Amanda for, booking a lot of the people to come on up. So they deserve the props just as much as I do. Yeah, guys, hopefully we'll catch you on the flip side when we get back and we can crack a couple of tinnies in. Ciao.
Got one coming. Thanks, David. And thank you to KWP for being involved. And well done to Brendan on both his achievement and for having a great time in Katherine. Next, I'd like to welcome Brendan Rinaldi, State General Manager of Business Banking at ANZ, to the stage to present the Rural and Regional Awards sponsored by ANZ. As a young South Australian leader himself, Brendan is passionate about carrying out ANZ's purpose to shape a world where people and communities thrive. Brendan is widely known for his great interest in the mental health and well-being of employees and driving engagement of staff, customers and the community. Thanks, Brendan.
Thanks, Johnny, and I'd also like to welcome other ANZ colleagues here tonight, so thank you. And also a big thanks to Solstice again for holding this amazing award. I attended the first one and I thought it was that good we had to get involved, so we jumped at the opportunity. We've been sponsors the last 2 years. I've been on the judging panel the last 2 years and really enjoyed it. So big thanks to Solstice and the team, and Jim and Kiara have done a great job bringing this together, and thanks also for being a customer of ANZ and to some other fellow businesses like Piper Alderman and William Buck. Thank you also for being customers, and to anyone else, individual or business, who's a customer of ANZ, thank you. Without our people and our customers, we simply don't have a business and can't support awards like this, so we thank you very much. To the judges, to Dave, who's done a great job, and all the judges, great teamwork. It was obviously tough again this year like it was last year, and we've pulled together a really worthy list of people. So well done to the judges, and thanks also to the fellow sponsors tonight who've also brought all this together. ANZ, we're really proud to have such a big regional reach. We are the second biggest agribusiness bank and regional bank in Australia, and we're the biggest in South Australia, thanks to taking over Bank of Adelaide back in 1981. So we do have many, many business bankers out in the regions who do live and breathe their own community and helping those communities thrive, which is a big part of our purpose. And that's also the work we do with Royal Flying Doctors, Fat Farmers, introducing Life Changer into the community of Mount Gambier. So we really love to live our purpose in helping regional communities thrive. Being a regional boy myself, I also am very passionate. I'm very happy to hear that RM Williams is back in Australian hands, and of course I've got them on tonight. Thought about replicating the Hugh Jackman ad, but I'm no Wolverine, so I'll leave that to him. So it gives me great pleasure to announce the Rural and Regional Award, and this goes to Thomas Green of Thomas Foods International.
Thomas Green is the General Manager of Thomas Foods International, owner of Aranda Beef and Southern Cross Rural, where he leads the operation of a 17,500 head feedlot and 15,000 hectare farming property. Passionate about championing and implementing sustainable practices, Thomas Green is active in the education space to address the misconceptions of the industry. And now a word from Thomas.
So one thing we've got in common is we're actually both adopted South Australians. I think we've probably been here at the same time. I think 3 years. Is that round about that?
Yeah, that's it.
And I know when I got home to my wife, who's born and bred Melbourne, she cried all night when I told her we were moving to Adelaide. But within 3 months, she said she loved Adelaide so much she never wanted to go back to Melbourne. So it's just testament to the place that it is, and it is a great place to live. And how have you found it since you've come across, and how did you convince your wife to move to South Australia as well?
Yeah, I can echo that. So yeah, we've been over here for about the same time, and yeah, we've settled in. We live in Tintinara, so a shout out to that small community. It's fantastic living there, and yeah, we've settled in and found South Australia and feel really welcome and really settled. We love it. So we're here for good.
Yeah, it's a great spot. So what does this award mean to you?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things there, and I just mentioned Tintinara, so that regional community is really strong, and I take great pride in being a part of it, and probably also the agricultural sector, I suppose. So it puts the food on our plates, and I think it's really important to remember what we're doing, and we all take great pride in growing food, I suppose. So yeah, that for me, the regional community and what we do is really important to me.
Yeah, exactly. A really big part of South Australia is our regional communities, and like Carmen gave a plug to women being underrepresented, I think we're a bit underrepresented in our regional awards too, so make sure we encourage our regional people to nominate next year. So everyone, big round of applause for Thomas. Well done.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brendan and ANZ. It's great to have you involved in the program. It's important to recognise the regions. Congratulations to Thomas. I'd like now to welcome Clinton Jury, State Manager of South Australia and the Northern Territory at the Australian Institute of Company Directors, to present the First Among Equals Award. Clinton is currently the State Manager of South Australia and the Northern Territory for the Australian Institute of Company Directors, and has extensive experience in leading organisations across adult education, strategic project management, marketing and commercial operations, as well as major fundraising programs and member volunteer management, holding senior director and management roles in the not-for-profit sector for more than 25 years. Clinton has worked across many organisations, including the Women and Children's Hospital Foundation, Australian Red Cross, the Royal Flying Doctor Service and Canteen. Clinton is passionate about the creation of vibrant communities that bring people together, and has been proud to ensure the AICD has been part of the 40 Under 40 Awards since its inception. Thanks.
Thank you, and once again I find myself wedged between you and the gin bar, so I promise to keep this short, but in much the same way that Josh set things off earlier this evening. I made a commitment earlier this year to Jack Buckskin, who many of you would know, that I would do my part as much as I could to elevate the presence of the Kaurna language, the traditional language of the Adelaide Plains Kaurna people. It just so happens this is the first opportunity I've actually had since March this year to do this, but I do want to say Mani Nudlu Tampati Nodlu Kaurna Yatanga Imbarendi Kaurna Miyuna Yainta Yata Matana. So it's acknowledging that we meet on the plains of the Kaurna people. At the heart of the mission of the Australian Institute of Company Directors is a phrase: to be the independent and trusted voice of governance, building the capability of a community of leaders for the benefit of society. It's particularly this last part, building the capability of a community of leaders for the benefit of society, that resonates for us as an organisation and our involvement in these awards, and has done for the past 3 years. It's why we're also supporting the First Among Equals Award. The winner of this award this year embodies all of the qualities you'd expect in a successful business owner, namely all of the qualities that all of you have here this evening. Similarly, while building their own business, they're also considering their impact on the world and business around them. They're actively taking a leadership role in delivering benefit to society as a whole, not just in the projects they deliver, but ensuring that more and more people continue to benefit from the growth this business and the state of South Australia is currently enjoying. It gives me great pleasure to present the 2020 40 Under 40 First Among Equals Award to Flavia Tartanadini, co-founder and CEO of Fleet Space Technologies.
Flavia Tartanadini is the CEO and co-founder of Fleet Space Technologies, a space company connecting the Internet of Things across the world through a fleet of small, low-cost satellites. The company launched its first nanosatellites in 2018 on board SpaceX, Rocket Lab and ISRO, having opened its ground station earlier in the year. Fleet Space nanosatellites are currently being used in conjunction with an SA Water initiative to help the public identify cool, green public spaces while improving the visibility and efficiency of council irrigation practices. Flavia also sits on the State Entrepreneurship Advisory Board and co-founded Launchbox, which aims to get children interested in STEM by connecting the subjects to nanosatellites. And now a word from the two of you.
Thank you. So now you might have noticed there's a pattern to the questions. First question I've got is what this award means for you. Yeah, absolutely. You've been paying attention. That's good.
Means everything. I really was put by someone in this room into this room, and I'm almost towards the 40s, but I've been too busy the past 5 years to even think about something like that. So it's lovely that someone puts me in. What does it mean? I really don't know. It's just lovely to be around amazing people. There's so much that we still have to do. There's so much work that we need to do to change the world, right? But it feels really good to have good people around that we can share the journey with. That's probably what it means to me.
Wonderful. And I will just ask you, what was it, apart from husband, about South Australia? What does it mean to you to run this business from South Australia?
It's very interesting because, again, I came here not to run business, and but it's been 8 years now that I'm in South Australia, and I really do know that I would have not done it anywhere. It's so weird because I have to admit the first year I really didn't want to be here. Sorry to say that, okay. But now I love it. Like my life is great. Like I've got a beautiful house, beautiful lifestyle. But more than anything, what happened in my industry, that is space, in the past 5 years has been mind-blowing. Like I shared this one with girls sat on the other table because what she's doing on the space agency side, come on guys, like this is Adelaide, center of the space universe. It's amazing. So I wouldn't not run a space tech startup anyone else, and I'm very happy to do it from here.
Wonderful.
Keep doing it from here.
Absolutely, and please congratulate Flavia. Thank you.
Thanks, Quinton and AICD, for coming on board again and supporting the program. Flavia, it's truly impressive all you've achieved here in South Australia. Those are the 8 awards. Congratulations to all the award winners tonight. It was great to hear a little bit more about your stories. We'll now break for dessert before the final wrap-up from Josh and closing remarks from Solstice Media's editorial director, David Washington. Thanks, everyone.
All right. We're accelerating proceedings because everyone's having such a fun time, and we don't want to hold you back from your delicious dessert or your delicious gin bar. We couldn't get through this night actually without hearing from the editorial director of Solstice Media, because 40 Under 40 is Solstice Media and InDaily particulari's baby. To the stage now, editorial director David Washington.
Hi everyone. I'm going to be really quick. On behalf of InDaily and everyone at Solstice Media, I'd like to congratulate all the winners tonight. 40 Under 40 is always one of my favourite nights. I always discover really impressive people and enterprises I didn't know even existed in South Australia. And I'd like to give a shout out to our managing director, Paul Hammer, who I think might be watching on Facebook Live, if it is working, from Melbourne, where he's been locked down all year. Paul was an entrepreneur under the age of 40 when he came up with the crazy idea of trying to break the Murdoch monopoly in South Australia. 16 years ago, they said it wouldn't work. They said it wouldn't last. Here we are today. In that vein, for InDaily and for Solstice, 40 Under 40 is important to us because it celebrates people who are like us, people who are prepared to take a chance, people who are prepared to challenge the way things have traditionally been done, who are surviving in business sometimes against the odds. And it has been a tough year for lots of businesses and for lots of people. Those businesses include the media, as South Australia is ending the year with fewer journalists and media outlets than when we began, and we think this is a problem. We have managed to buck this trend and to actually grow, and for that we are really grateful to our community for supporting us, because it's the support of individuals and businesses in this community that has helped to make that happen for us. And likewise, I hope the community will look at the enterprises and the individuals represented here tonight and likewise get behind you all. So thanks again for everyone who made this night possible, the Solstice team, the judging panel, the sponsors, of course, and to all of you. And I'd also like to thank Josh Fanning for guiding us through this evening's festivities. I will leave you in his hands one more time. Enjoy the rest of the night, and I hope to catch up with some more of you before the evening is through. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, David. There is just a very couple tiny things. I just want all the 40 to please rise and come to the stage, because we need to get a group shot. I probably need a selfie or something. That's what we do. Please come to the stage. Daniel here is going to take a photo of us all on the stage. But as Johnny mentioned earlier, this 40 Under 40s, just come up behind me. Yeah, swell around. Get involved right now. Up on stage. Been here alone all evening. It's lonely at the top, they say. I want to thank all the sponsors who made tonight possible. OTR, KWP, William Buck, Piper Alderman, City of Adelaide, Community Corporate, and ANZ for all their support. Yeah, cool. You're going to drop that down. It's been an incredible night again. Someone's going to direct you to the centre of the stage. No, they're going to take the lectern off entirely. I'm just going to say one last thing. You are all in a magazine called City Mag, and it is at the back of the room. Please pick up a copy. Take 5, take 10, give it to your family and friends. Good night.